The steel rivets for putting that hinge and that control horn on came in the mail yesterday. I'm waiting for the poly brush to dry on those wings before I do anything else with those, so I might as well come and work on that and get that hinge and that control horn put in there. So I'm getting that laid out on there right now. I put the control horn on the inside of the spar where it goes, and I've got it located there in the holes that I previously drilled. I got clecos in there, and then I drilled the holes through the control horn that hold the control horn and the hinge on the spar. So I gotta go get some longer clecos in there to fit in that. I think I'm going to drill new holes for that because those ones in there are kind of large. They've been misdrilled there in that hinge, and so they're pretty good size. So I think I'm going to drill fresh holes through both of those to put the rivets in. Now, I don't think I can set those rivets with my hand setter, so I'm going to have to go get the air riveter and my tools for that. And those are all down in the shop, so I've got to go get those and bring those up here to set those rivets. That little mixing cup with the primer in it that I had that I used to put in between those other hinges and stuff when I assembled them, it had all cured up. It was hard, so I dumped it out. I just mixed up a little bit more primer to use to put between these when I put them together. Probably don't need them because I've got the hinges painted, primed, and the control horn primed, and the spar has been painted with primer, but it won't hurt anything to goop that stuff up in there a little more and give it a little more of a barrier and a little more protection inside the joints there. Okay, that's one more thing down. Got that control horn riveted on there and that hinge riveted on there. The rest of the rivets on there won't go on until we get ready to put those ribs and stuff back on, the leading edge and the rest of that aileron. A little bit of a challenge doing that. Had to find the right set tool for the air gun, and then it wouldn't fit in there in between that channel on that hinge, so I had to grind it down. A little tight spot in there, finding the right bucking bar to get in there to get on those and stuff. I'm glad I drilled new holes in that because those old holes had been punched out there a couple of times and they were kind of off large. So anyway, we filled those holes up with rivets and got some good rivets set in, some new holes there. So I've got primer gooped on there pretty good in between those steel pieces and the aluminum pieces, and then I went ahead and coated those rivets with some primer too. Those are steel rivets. Now I just got to wait for the rivets to come from Aircraft Spruce to put everything else back together.